Okay. It looks like the numbers are moving. It looks like the numbers are moving. I think the numbers are moving in the right direction. I believe. I believe they're moving in the right direction. My name is Anthony Fauci, and I'm going to have to decline answering any questions today. Instead, we're going to be doing some crafting, which means I'll be dodging questions all day today. Supposedly, my friend Janet will be coming in. I don't know what will happen. All right, so today's been a good day so far. Can't really complain about stuff. I have my Tang right here. This is my anti Fauci sauce. Let's go to town. I may have a health issue that's going on since I've been trying to quit smoking. I don't know. I'm not able to confirm or deny it. Yeah, I was up to a pack every other day, and might be doing 2 cigarettes a week. I want to get down to 0 cigarettes a week. I believe this figurine is a fire giant from Whiz Kids. I believe also Janet will be making her way into the stream as well. That's just one of the things that she does. She likes to do this. She had a show last night. I was not available. I was celebrating my friend, my boss. His 18-year-old son is going into the Marine Corps. So my boss's close family and friend networks came together. I did not know if I was going to make it out of bed today. I had a volume of alcohol that I've not had in me for many years. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm not even going to try to lie. I do love drinking. I probably should not, but we had good tequila. Of course, I brought the tequila. Strong stuff. Centenario, Mexican. There was another type of tequila that was out there in a large, tall blue bottle, and it tasted like a Jolly Rancher that had sat in the sun for like a year on your dashboard. It was trying to be candy, and well, I do love candy. Both candy as the little confectionaries and little strippers named Candy just because they're fun, or they attempt to be fun. Uh, I have to say that I really did not like that tequila so much because when I sit down to have tequila, I'm about to have a process where I convert time into a measurable span of pain for me, where at some point in the future, my body will use tequila to help propel everything out. Usually out the regular exit, not the auxiliary exit. I did not vomit. I don't drink that much, for crying out loud. Have some faith in me. We had an interesting week though, because they put Fauci on the stand, and one side of the government was fawning all over him, telling him how much they love him. So sorry that you're up there. We can't stop this. We can't stop this. They're trying to crucify you. The other side was trying to crucify him. I'm not a fan of Anthony Fauci. He's a faux doctor. Actually, he's never been a real doctor. He's never seen a patient. Not since the 70s. That does make him more of a doctor than me, but I'm not the one that caused people to mask up and caused grandmas to die without seeing their grandkids one last time, etc. I just think Fauci's evil.
Hello.
You wanted to know if I was going to run a crafting stream, and I put it in our Discord.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go look.
What were you thinking?
I don't know. I hadn't heard anything, so I didn't know, and I hadn't heard from Six Nations. So
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to pop in or not. I don't know if he will pop in or not. Okay. I'm sorry, Janet. I made a mistake. Say again.
anything in there. As opposed to.
The Terran killed group, which would normally be this weekend group.
Right. I was thinking it would be under general, but that's okay. I see it. I the council. Oh, all right.
That is the phrase of the week. That is the phrase of the week. It was uttered 111 times by that little fucking Somali Italian piece of shit.
Yeah. It's funny. All right.
All right. See you there.
See you in a little bit. Bye.
Yep. So, Janet will be on her way shortly. I believe this is filigree silver. That's what I can see off here. 89458. No, 453. All right. Let me look that up on Reaper's website. So I do believe that is it. Hey Lloyd, how you doing today, bud? You know, there was a TV show me and a friend had an idea for where. Oh, there she is. Mongoose, how are you today?
Pretty good. No high level game.
No, one of our members, Chris, is over in the state of South Dakota.
Ah,
A friend of his, she's going through her marriage and had nobody to walk her down the aisle, so Chris took over.
Ah, that was sweet of him.
It was. What are you headed up to today?
Painting a bust for a competition.
Confrontation.
And also
the old
competition.
French game? Oh, competition. Okay.
Never even heard of confrontation. Also, when I get a wild hair at my butt. Oh, go ahead, let you finish.
No. A few years ago, there was a game called Confrontation, about 20 years ago. It was notable because it had an interesting counter system, like you had little cardboard pogs you'd put on your character and such, but the figurines were really good. They were better than GW quality and metal.
That's a rare combo.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only miniatures I've seen that compared to GW when they're metal is from Reaper, and they're usually their exclusive models, such as that Succubus. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Succubus wasn't exactly cheap to buy, even secondhand, but still. One of the things I've also been doing is when I get a wild hair while I'm painting is write down information for some of the stuff for that little adventure. I'm now starting to look up stuff for like basic spells, such as the chameleon spell that I was talking about with you last week.
There is a cloak of the chameleon, I believe.
And then I'll look that up. Did you know there is no demon in Pathfinder that feeds off of forcing mortals to release their pent-up emotions?
That's odd, but okay.
No. So I don't know if it'll be in the adventure, but I've already started rating up a few basic personality quirks for a catharsis demon, because that's apparently the Greek word for pent-up emotions.
That's weird because when I think of catharsis, I think of playing a video game that requires very little mental input, just muscle memory, and then or doing something like this, which is a lot of muscle memory.
I kind of thought the same thing, but I mean, I don't 100% trust Google, but it doesn't usually lie about dictionary-based stuff.
Yeah, Janet's on her way. Lloyd Christmas says he just got scammed at Walmart on Primacolor pencils. Huh.
Prima?
That's
what? Never heard of that brand before.
I've not heard of that brand. That sounds like a definite Walmart brand color, though.
Yeah.
Here at Walmart, we have the most generic sounding titles for any of our products in the great value line.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually got back when school was Prisma.
Prisma, Prima, spray. Same, not the same. prima meaning primary, prisma being prism of the rainbow, etc. But it still sounds like a very great value sort of thing.
Yeah.
I hate to disregard it. I'm not trying to. Being a guy that's surrounded by hundreds of paint pots of colors.
Yeah, especially in the fact I also ordered the Reaper 400 set or 200 set.
Yeah,
No, 400 set because it was
it's
$2 a paint.
200 paint pots.
Yeah, something like that. Let's see here. What else have I been doing the last couple of days? Well, I've been getting my shed cleaned up. Something I absolutely needed to do for a while now.
What's going on?
Oh, just been needing to clean up my shed for a while now. I've let it. It looks like a combination of too much stuff, not enough space, and a depression mess. Never had a word for it until Shoe on Head commented on one of her viewers having a depression mess in her pictures of rating your people's workrooms or workspaces and stuff like that.
So, one of the things that I received yesterday it's Sophie's mystery paint set for $20. Old Bill Helmbacher, rest in peace, Bill. He would have been like, $20 for 6 paint pots and a miniature of a succubus. Ha! You get a pretty nice figurine. So each mystery paint set contains one of the 3 different Bones Black Sophie miniatures. Supply is limited. They won't be available for long. And that's not available for the retail people. Just for regular schlups like me. But here we have Sophie, fresh out of the package. Is that too dark?
Yeah, she's a little hard to see.
There might be a slight amount of cavitation on the speaker or on the microphone, but I'm turning on my ceiling fan because my ceiling fan works. It's actually one of those weird ceiling fans that's actually functional. It blows wind instead of just like makes you wonder, is the thing going to rip itself out of the ceiling?
I have seen fans like that.
Every fan I had up until this one was like this. It would just, you turn it on the highest setting and then you just wonder when. And if you've got an animal in the house, the dog or cat looks up. Whenever there's nothing else going on, the dog just looks up. When motherfucker? When are you coming down? This is not a bad fig. I like it. She's got her sword slung over her shoulder, kind of obstructed by her hair. Good detail on the wings.
Yeah.
It is a resin fig, I believe. And then they give me 6 sample paints with no SKU and no label. So it's like, here's the only negative about this. They don't tell you what color you're getting. And these are supposedly samples off the new lines. So if I have a problem, if one doesn't cover well, then I have to kind of figure out and go through the old chart I got a new paint from your new line, but it's closest to. I don't want to do that. And those were largely pastel colors.
Yeah.
One of the other things I received yesterday in my Reaper kit was a bar. I got
That's
the Green Griffin bar set. Good texture. I mean, it's a plastic brown. I don't know if I'm even going to paint this. I will, but I'm gonna have to get better. I'm gonna have to get a better wood grain brown color because this looks really Fisher Pricey.
Yeah,
Not the Fisher
I usually
Price
like
style.
using slightly reddish in my wood. Of course, I grew up in around redwoods, so that's kind of like a natural feel for me, I guess.
I'm not as familiar with the woods as I'd like to be. The
Yeah,
last time I
if
really
you grow up in North Idaho, you have two options in the winter: gather wood, pay out the nose for electric heating.
pay out the nose for what?
Electric heating.
Okay.
Oh, a lot of I don't know. I don't genuinely think you're this ignorant, but something a lot of people don't really realize is how hot North Idaho can get in the summer. It's not unheard of for us to get to 100 or more. But we do have the winters everyone claims we do, which is, oh, you have dropped 13 below zero.
Hello, Janet.
You okay, Janet? You look a little upset. You're muted.
Okay, you're muted too.
I don't see the muted sign, so it might be your mic.
I'm just tired.
Oh, okay. Well, you and I seem to have a very similar face when we're tired. If we have an emotional burnout, we just look exhausted. If we're physically exhausted, we just look exhausted, and the two are kind of hard to tell apart.
Yeah, there really isn't much difference, I don't think.
Well, my excellent example: when my mother goes through an emotional burnout and is exhausted afterwards, she has a very different look on her face than when she's actually physically exhausted. You and I just seem to have like we're exhausted, and it's kind of hard to tell from what.
Life.
Yeah. Wrote about that one in general.
Sorry to hear that.
Sometimes it sucks. It's just like a never ending trail of shit.
Yeah.
Under the advice of my counsel.
It just sucks you dry.
And not
you're
in
always on hind tit, so you get the least. You know what
Yep.
I mean? That kind of feeling.
Yep.
But at least it's cooler today.
Well,
I sweated, but
97
not as bad.
It's 97 degrees over here.
I don't know what it is, but it's really breezy out. Let me see what the weather is. I know it's hot, but this doesn't feel as bad. And the humidity's lower, it seems like. Because it rained. Yeah, it's 78.
Yeah.
And let's see what the humidity is.
While all of you were at a comfortable nighttime event last night, I was outdoors in an outdoor kitchen over an outdoor griddle, grilling up everything Tex-Mex.
Yeah, whose grill was that?
That was a event center down in the Sandy Oaks region of San Antonio. It's one of those neighborhoods where I wouldn't want to build there. I wouldn't want to be there because it's all sand. And all I can see is just plumbing issues ahead. That's it. I had a house. It sank 4 inches. Now that it sank 4 inches, everything is pulled off the pipes.
Oh. But to ask what's
At least
so much
we're
noise inside my
at
shed.
least we're still alive. At least we're mostly healthy.
Yeah.
Who's saying that?
Me,
Oh,
as I
Hey,
try
I've
not
done.
to have a
Go
cough
ahead.
in my throat. Go ahead.
I've been doing better since my kidney surgery. So,
When did that happen?
last month. Yeah, pretty
Good
sure early
deal.
last month.
I didn't know you had a kidney surgery.
It
I'm
was
sorry.
the kidney stone.
Oh.
It was a non-invasive surgery. Lucky for me, the recent technology has allowed to basically develop a sonic weaponry as a medical device. So they just broke up the kidney stone and I'm able to pass it in pieces.
So you're pissing out little shards of kidney stone through your delicate pee
Not as
hole.
bad as it sounds. Most of the time, I don't notice it.
That does not encourage me to stop.
Okay,
eating.
can I ask a
ask.
question about
Go ahead.
that? Did the doctor tell you what not to eat so you don't get other ones?
Yes, I have a list for what is not to be eaten and actually what is suggested to be eaten. I don't have a list next to me. My mother needs to make a copy at work. And what I should be eating as well. On that list of things that should be eaten, basically lists the atypical American diet. A lot of fat, a lot of vegetable, not a lot of vegetable fat, but like because vegetables is something to be careful of. But vegetable fat is approved. Highly recommended is bacon, dairy.
Do not have bacon.
I love bacon and I love dairy.
It's highly recommended to have bacon. The atypical American fat American diet is what I'm recommended to have to avoid kidney stones.
That will help you not get kidney stones?
Yes. There are more healthy options alongside them. Don't get me wrong. I just thought it was hilarious when I'm reading like basically every form of milk.
I love milk.
Yeah, basically just dairy in general, bacon, vegetable oil. Like the list of things I'm allowed to have that's just like, oh, an American diet. So there are like, it's suggested I have broccoli. Got the list next to me. I can't remember everything, but still. One of the things that really gets me though is like, it's suggested I do not have nuts such as almonds and that kind of stuff, peanuts or peanut butter, but I'm fine having almond milk.
No one would have to force me to eat milk or drink milk.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I was already drinking milk on a regular basis anyway because I have a vitamin D deficiency. So. Oh, shoot. That's what I forgot to get while I was in town yesterday. Some vitamin D pills. God. If I don't get my vitamin D levels back up, I'm going to end up having a vitamin D prescription.
Well, I started taking a supplement and I started tanning.
No, I really need to get
feeling inside loves tanning.
Problem is I am a living example of the meme of if I walk out in the sun with no clothes on, the beacons are lit. Minas Tirith calls for aid.
That's kind of interesting.
Well, I did not realize this. I guess my skin tone should have really given it away. we have like 2% Irish in our blood, which my skin heavily takes after.
So you burn easy?
So I don't have freckles. Very, very easily. Though I don't have freckles, interestingly enough.
I do.
Like, excellent example. I stood outside 15 minutes, if that, where the sun was touching my left arm, which has been in the sun multiple times. I had to immediately come in and put lotion on my arm because it had started burning. My left arm is somewhat tan because I got a farmer's tan. And even then, standing 15 minutes in the sun, my arm already started to burn.
Well, a tanning booth will help that. You can just wear nothing but your underwear, and you'll have a nice white butt.
Well, we do have a tanning salon in this area called Bare Naked Tanning.
Well, I don't like to be naked. I like to have at least a white line to show that I'm tanning. So I like to have a white ass. So when you moon someone, they go, she tans. Sorry, I'm a little goofy because I'm tired. But yeah, I was after 2 before I finally went to bed last night.
What did you do last night, Janet? I mean, I've never.
Show.
Your what? Your shit show?
Friday Night Shit Show, yeah.
You were up until 2.
Yeah, it was me and Richard and Chris and Ruben. And Ruben left about an hour, maybe an hour before we did, around midnight.
Okay. I heard you had a bad echo on that show.
Well, I heard that too, but I went back and watched it, and I couldn't really tell.
I was on a country road last night, and so everything that was wrong on the audio was magnified because I'm in my Subaru, so I could hear it. I'm like, oh shit, Janet!
I don't know what to do about it. I mean, people just don't have to listen to it anymore because I can't fix it. I don't have a clue what's wrong. I can't fix something if I don't know what it is.
What was the last thing you changed on your PC? Because your Discord,
nothing.
When we're in Discord, you
do
echo a little bit.
Updates. That's it.
You what?
Updates.
Okay.
I just tell everybody, if you don't like echo, don't listen to my show. If I have no people watch, that's fine too. I can't do anything. Nothing new.
Here's the thing: I've never heard echo.
Am I echoing right now?
Hear it now when I watch the show.
Okay,
no, when I watch the show.
If I'm not echoing now, why would I echo?
I'm not.
Is it because someone else is on my show?
I heard it last night. I tuned in for about 20 seconds, and I was like, I'll deal with this later. And I got home, and like I was not in the shape probably to be doing machinery sort of things, because I did take some Centenario with me, which is a really good Mexican tequila. I did not hydrate well, but I was really just, after I showered, I found my bed and I became one with it till about 11 today. Occasionally between 8 and 11, I'd wake up and I'd grab the water bottle I had there and I'd suck on it, and then I'd go back to sleep because I could feel my hydration level going back to normal. But I was fouled up, and I probably shouldn't have done that.
You drank a lot?
Oh yeah, I drank a shit ton last night. We had 12 toasts.
Where did you go? Whose friend did you go to?
My boss's son is going off to the Marine Corps, and there were some vets there with me. And the first toast went off pretty well. The cook led us in the toast, and then another kid, he had a toast because he was going in the Air Force. And then another person popped up with another toast. And before you ever, it's like whenever you're having a moment before we have our church prayer, if anybody has any concerns or special requests, please raise your hand and let us know them. And the entire congregation raises their hand for each a different little thing. And so the requests for prayer are now, you're at 4 hours sitting in church, trying to get through Jennifer Hemingway's like concerns about her newest kitten Beatrix because it's not mewing right, you know, and there's still 20 more people to get their prayer request in, and then the preacher's there writing everything down in shorthand so he can get it right whenever he does his prayer. And the prayer should be 4 minutes prayer, but instead it's a 35-minute prayer because of all the fucking Casey Kasem requests for America's betterment. So I'm just saying that, like, we had a toast for every little fucking thing last night. And I was the main imbiber of the tequila that I brought. I was sharing it with people that wanted to adventure with me. And I don't know their current status today. I'm sure they're probably, hopefully, home safe. But I cannot be certain.
Were there any of those little, what do you call them, girls that were coming of age?
No, Janet, I stay away from quinceañeras because of the last time I went to a party and found out there was a quinceañera going on.
Oh, just ask it.
39. And all the fucking teenagers are like, oh my God, you're the perfect. Please stay in Edinburgh, Texas with us. For those that don't know, Edinburgh's on the Mexico-Texas border. Mexican towns on the border. It's a Mexican town. No white person would live there. They would if their job was there, but there's no real jobs there. There's a lot of families that live down there, and they have regular meaningless jobs
too
for
loud?
like $50K or less. What?
Is this too loud?
No.
Okay, because I'm digging for them getting the right color bags out so I can cut them up.
Yeah.
But Edinburgh, Texas is where I went for a friend's party. Come to find out it's his daughter's quinceañera. And his wife was all about trying to marry me off to one of their daughter's friends.
When you said it was your boss, I thought maybe they'd have somebody there to keep it in the family, you know.
No. I did manage to evade his wife's coworkers, which was good because as much as I appreciate his wife works for USAA, a company that basically tries to fuck over its membership. And the moment you get on their the moment you get on their bad side, they like start throwing all sorts of things at your insurance and PNC bullshit. So your credit score goes down. You're fighting higher rates on your insurance, higher this, higher that, and you ask them for an audit to get it fixed. Like let's go through and see what exactly here is an issue, and that's when they start telling you like you might want to change carriers. We've had a couple of accounting errors, they say, and this is going to take you some time to build your credit up with us, or you can go with somebody else. And I did. I saved I was paying $300 a month for my little Subaru, and now I'm paying $165 a month because with the PNC that I also got a life and health. I'd be willing to pay an extra $30 for life and health if it means that I pay $165 instead of $300 a month.
Can I ask a question to? It was Shadow. How do you know that that's the answer for that? I mean, I should have asked everybody to turn off their mics so we could find out where it was coming from. Sorry, I'm so slow about reading stuff.
It's all right. I just saw it. So it was probably Ruben because he left early.
What?
It could have been Ruben.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They got to turn off their stream.
Not their stream. In the background on one of their tabs that's open, they had a YouTube. And it was almost like they had like YouTube on in the background. And so they're on the panel, and then I'm hearing them biofeedback along with everybody else delayed by like 80 or 90 milliseconds. It was like the worst fucking lag sound I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, well, I will try to remember that when I have other people on there.
Don't be upset with me because I said like you had a bad echo last night. I wasn't pertaining to you, but your show.
No, I know, but my
echo.
whole thing with Discord, I have no idea why all of a sudden I've had Discord for as long as you've known me, and I never had a problem. I never had to wear earphones or anything. And then all of a sudden, it's out of the blue. Now it's got a echo, and I have to wear headphones. It's like, it's ridiculous. I don't want to wear headphones, especially if I'm wearing a wig,
Yeah, that's kind of funny. You said ridiculous, like Balky from Perfect Strangers would say ridiculous. Cousin Letty, don't do that to me. That is ridiculous.
Well, that's how I say ridiculous. That's how I say it. I don't know how I'm supposed to say it any different.
Janet's got her Arkansas accent, and she's pulling off a Balky Bartakamus. That's awesome.
Do I have an Arkansas
accent?
So
the spell meant to deal with the Harry Potter's version of the mimic came from Janet's home state? Because that's exactly how they pronounce it in the movie for the spell to counter, I forgot what the creature's called, but it's basically Harry Potter's version of the mimic.
Yeah, putting these on because the last couple of days I've had to carry a 5-gallon, a 3-gallon, and a 2-gallon water jugs that I fill up twice a day and carry them from, I don't know how far it is. It's quite a long ways from my house and to the coop. And all my fingers right here across here have bruises on them from carrying the heavy water without trying to pass out or fall down. It's a pain in the ass. I didn't realize it was going to be so hard. And the bad thing is I went and I bought another 100-foot hose to hook to it so I could get closer to the coop, but I can't get the thing that's hooked to the, the end of the hose. It's broke off. And the thing is, I can't explain it. The thing that turns the water on and off, it's got a little handle. It either goes really hard or it trickles out. Okay. And I can't get that off, even with a pair of pliers. My daughter and I both try to get that off. It won't come off. And I can't take that off to put the other hose on. So it's like, I have to carry it that far. So there's nothing I can do. I'm stuck. I need to go stand on the side of the road with some shorts on and do it with my hitchhiker thumb and try to get somebody to come down my driveway and help me with some of my shit. It just sucks. That's why I'm not in a good mood. I'm sorry. It's hot and I'm tired. My hands hurt because of all the water I'm having to take. Now I could let them out, but my little chickens are about this big, Yeah. They're a little bigger than chickens, and they'll be eaten in a day. So I can't put them out.
Oh, Janet, you want to hear a couple funny things?
Sure.
I remembered when Bruce was talking about the tequila. I remember this. One of the things on my list of things it's recommended to help keep away kidney stones: distilled alcohol. So
is that like somebody's making it in their yard?
No, that's just liquor.
I know, but I thought it was a distill. You know what I mean? You make it in your yard.
In the
woods.
That's just what the term reducing something through like steaming it. Like for example, you salt water. You turn salt water into fresh water. That's called distilling. Those are neat.
Aren't they cool? I found these at that sock store.
Okay.
Store of the show.
Specifically socks?
Yeah, they're socks.
I love a store for specifically socks.
And my feet are always freezing. I always have a heating pad under my my old heating pad under my desk, and I have a pillow, and I have it taped with duct tape, and I just turn it on, and when my feet start getting cold, I just set them on there and get them warmed up, and then I lift them back up again. So, yeah.
And the other funny thing I was going to say was Bruce discovered something he didn't know. I didn't know this until I literally looked for it last night. Did you know that you probably didn't, but in Pathfinder, there is no demon that is specifically feeds off of having forcing mortals to release their pent-up emotions, good or bad?
It's called sex.
No. Janet, what I'm referring more that's releasing tension, not pent up emotion.
Oh,
What I'm specifically
any
referring to
pent
is
up
like,
anything. If you go to the gym and you work out, and then you come home while you're sweating from the gym, and then you carry a bunches of water, and then you have to push mow. I have a little push mower; it's electric, and I have little areas in my yard that I only mow with certain areas, so it can get about that high. And then I push mow with a little grass catcher 2 or 3 times and fill that up, and then take it and dump it in there. So by the time I'm done, it's like, oh, I feel like I've lost, 10 pounds, which is good. I mean, I want to lose weight, but it
I
just
don't want
sucks
you
to have to
to.
do it that way.
Don't
that's
lose
actually
weight,
not what I'm.
Janet.
Do what?
That's actually not what I meant, Janet.
Oh, that's how you
Uh,
work out my tensions.
Well, yeah, no. What
Remember
I'm
the
not talking
movie
once again, I'm not referring to
Rocky Horror
tension.
Picture Show when he said it's good at relieving my tension?
Yeah.
So that's what I
Once-
meant. That's all.
Yeah. Well, once again, Janet, that's not referring. I'm not referring to releasing tension. Now, what is it?
Okay.
So where did I write it down?
I like how we all miscommunicate the same.
See here.
I think it's fucking great.
Here we go. Catharsis demon feeds by causing mortals to release their pent up emotions, be it good or bad. This can mean causing a mortal to experience such excitement he proposes to his potential partner on the first date, or causing same said mortal to rape the date. It's not about having sexual pent up tension. It's about, I'm like, for example, I'm so excited. I'm remaining calm. I really like this person. I'm hoping to marry her one day too. I cannot control myself. I will propose to them right now. I will go buy a $10,000 ring and I will propose to them and I will do everything because you lost control of your emotions. But in this case, it was excitement.
I'm just gonna say that being from a small farming village where nobody's related to you and nobody's interested in you, to going on a first date where you get a blowy from a woman and you've never had a blowy before, you'll say stupid shit. You'll be like, "Oh my god, I love you," and like she's there wiping the fucking kids off her chin, and you're like, I'm tired, and she's like, yeah, my uncle feels the same way whenever I do that to him too.
And if you did
And
that
you're like,
if you did the opposite of that to a woman, she'd probably be following you around like a puppy dog.
Oh yeah, I mean, if with a woman, it's even like possibly worse because the woman can have multiple orgasms, and it's weird because the heightened emotion that comes with an orgasm, like persons can have that, and the first thing they see, like they're like, "Oh my god, I'm coming because of this person doing this to me." Well, and that's why you get the puppy dog syndrome.
Most men don't realize that women can do that because they don't go for another one.
Well, here's a big thing. Oh, that is true. But here's a big thing when it comes to like men and women when it comes to that sort of thing. Both men and women connect to intimate partners through sex. That is 100% true. Women, however, do it far more strongly than men. So though men will be like, "Oh God, I love you" after the first time, a woman instantly latches onto that man, and unless they have a permanent relationship, she is almost guaranteed to have a broken heart.
Well, a lot of women don't even have to have sex. If they just have a person that pays attention to them, talks to them as their friend, and stuff like that, they grow emotionally attached to them. That's why a lot of people think it's okay just to have sex with someone as long as you don't get in an emotional relationship.
No, that is like
no, I'm talking about swingers. That's what a lot of swingers believe. They think that just having it, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, is no big deal. It's when you have this interconnection where, you want to spend time with each other and that stuff. That's the no-no. So to me, they both go hand in hand. And I think it's ridiculous that both of them are a no-no.
Sorry, that was not me laughing. That was me choking. We have a chemical fire not that far away. So
you got a chemical fire
right now.
That's dangerous, isn't it?
Well, it's not like a chemical house. It's not. Well, it's not like a chemical plant. It's more like we have a lot of treated wood up here, so it's chemically treated wood that's burning.
Yeah, but where is it?
There's like 3 major fires that's producing. Only one of them is actually producing the chemicals, and I think that one is over in Washington. The other 2 ones that are being a pain in our asses in Canada. So recently one started up in Boise, Idaho, but I know almost nothing about it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm adding a little. I've told Bruce about this before. A little something. A suggestion. Bruce gets to go through just about everything. There are a handful of things I'm not telling Bruce about beforehand, but that's because A, it's meant to be a surprise, and B, I'm confident enough of my knowledge of Bruce to know he's actually gonna like the idea. But like little things that I'm talking about, this actual example of the type of thing I'd be adding. I've introduced the idea. I'm going to be introducing the idea with Bruce's permission of brewing dragons. These are dragons that, at their full age, is not going to be as strong as an ancient dragon, probably that of an adult dragon of normal stature. But they're dragons. You don't want to fuck with these things. But they themselves claim to have come from a place known as the Dragon Realm. I could not, mind you, Google is not best, but I could not find a place known as the Dragon Plain on Google. So the story is they claim to come from the Dragon Plain. No one has discovered the Dragon Plain and can actually verify what they say, but these guys exist, and they all claim the same thing. With that said, though, dragons do whatever the fuck they want, so they could all be lying. Especially with the fact that brewing dragons do not fall into the normal color codation of the different dragon species. In fact, you'll find them to be more under the codation of what they're brewing. If they're tea,
what color dragon is the most dangerous?
That kind of depends on what your personal setup is. Like, for example, if you have absolutely no acid resistance, black dragon is going to be your worst enemy. If you have absolutely no fire resistance, fire dragon is going to be your worst enemy. But if you're talking like straight intelligence, the 3 smartest are black. I don't know if this is like the order, but black, red, and blue. For power level, I don't know what order it is because it seems like every game treats the 3 differently.
But like when I was watching Game of Thrones and that dragon died, that that king came and he put his hand on it and he brought it back to life as an undead dragon. I thought that would make it way more powerful than the other ones because it could still do fire and everything, but it would be harder for them to kill it because it's already dead, Yeah. So that's why I was asking, because I don't know a lot about the lore and everything, and maybe when I'm 100, I might understand a lot more of that. Those kind of details.
Well, Game of Thrones dragon definitely is not the Pathfinder or D&D dragons. But as for it being undead, that kind of actually depends on your system. Like, I don't know what system it is, but I do know there's a few systems out there that, you turned the dragon undead. Great. It's what, level 100? Great, this level 10 cleric. Turn undead. I fly away in fear.
So it's in. I don't have a clue.
Some games undead are absolutely terrifying. Other games they're just like, we now have a level 10 cleric. I'm not going to say the exact number, but we now have a level 10 cleric. He can turn any undead, even vampires. We are now undead proof.
I mean, honestly, if on any of the games that I play, the 2 with Bruce, if somebody brings out a one of those people that are horses and people, whatever that's called again, I can't remember right this minute. Or they bring out a griffin, or they bring out a certain kind of dragon, or one of those big fire giants, or any of those things. I have honestly in my head, nothing automatically comes out to tell me from anything that I've learned playing that I immediately know, oh, I need to have this spell. I need to do this. I have to go through every time and start reading to try to remember what works on these people. And that's what I hate about myself, is because no matter how much I think I'm learning stuff, when I go back to it and I start going, what in the hell is this? You know, how do I get rid of it? I don't know. I don't have any answers. And that's frustrating.
That's part of what character knowledge is for. That's
I know.
Why,
other people that I'm playing with, they know. They already know. They can say this, that, and the other, and they know exactly what to do to do something about it. And I'm struggling just trying to read and go through my papers and stuff, trying to find out what the hell I can even do, if anything. And then sometimes I just don't do anything because I just say, well, I'll just heal because I don't have a clue what I'm supposed to do. See, it's frustrating.
Two big things for you there, Janet. Number one, you started off with a group of players that more than half of them are mid-maxers, which means they're going to memorize every little detail they can, period. And number two, how many times have I said something based off of knowledge of other games and media, and Bruce is like, no, that's not how it works here, or you're half right.
Well, at least you have an inkling. You have an idea. I feel like, and then for a long time, I would ask questions, but then I felt like I'm dragging the game back every week because on each game, each week, it's a different game, and I'm trying to swap what I remembered from last week to not use it this next week. So anyone new, I tell them don't play more than one game, because if you're not smart like me, you won't remember what you're supposed to do unless you have instant notes or something that pops up and tells you what to do, you know, because it's listening or whatever. See, I don't understand. And I get frustrated because I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. And then I feel more stupid as the time goes by. I get stupider and stupider. I'm like, geez, I'm just so fucking stupid. I can't do anything. I can't think of anything, and I don't know how to follow through, and I'm letting down everybody. So, you know, I don't, maybe I shouldn't be on
Janet,
this. I shouldn't even be playing. I get like
first
that.
off, we want you to stick around. We none of us feel that way about you. But ultimately, the fact that we'll call it analysis paralysis, because I think that's a better way of putting it. It's what you're suffering genuine analysis paralysis. That's part of the reason why both the high level and low level party, even though I could, Chris, the high level party, I can't tell for a fact, but I can definitely tell with our low level party, we're definitely not the tell you what to do with your character. Problem is you get analysis paralysis, and sometimes you also forget what your character is and isn't allowed to do.
What is that?
Unfortunately, I have. Oh well, excellent example. You are now sitting in front of a dragon. You are the high level player. I have. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I get like that every week. I feel like I am like that every single week. No matter what game I'm
when you have so many options that you just freeze, and you're just sitting there going, "What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?" That is called analysis paralysis.
That is me. At least I feel like that's me. Yeah, I read.
It happened to me.
I know how to read, but I can't comprehend half the stuff I read. I mean, just like my computer. I try to work on my computer. I try to do the updates, or like when I was learning how to stream, and Bruce would say, you try this or that. And then I'd go and I'd look and I'd go click on something, you know, in the background, trying to look at it. I'm like, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. Then I would go to YouTube and then I would type in exactly what I wanted to do. And I'd watch 10 videos. And finally, a 10-year-old kid goes, this is how you do this. And I was like, fuck, how could it be that easy? And it'd be going flying all around the room, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. And that's what I'm talking about. I just don't comprehend things. It's like my head is like a solid rock and nothing penetrates it. That's what I feel like sometimes. And it's just fucking weird, and it sucks.
I usually have to, like, excellent example, I have to, like, research something or do something multiple times before I'll fully understand it. But an excellent example of the analysis process is, like, you notice times that I will sit there trying to figure out what to do, and then I just kind of shut down and go, okay, I will go to default spell, which is usually magic missile or fireball. That is the same thing. I am suffering analysis paralysis because I have all these spells and I don't really know which one is the best for that situation. I have gotten better, but you still see a little more often than I'd like me just kind of shut down while I'm trying to figure out what to do and just go to default mode.
Yeah, I wish you could do that
It's
sometimes.
perfectly fine, Janet. It happens to everybody. Well, you kind of do when you just go, all right, anybody need healing? I don't know what to do. Anybody need healing? And everyone's like, yes, and you just go to heal. That's you going to default mode. That's you going, okay,
Yeah,
I'm shutting down the
I do
analysis
that a lot.
paralysis and just doing this. Which is perfectly fine. It's human nature, and I don't know how much of Legion of Myth and therefore Max the Eye you watch, but if he starts talking about, oh well, if you're going to like sit there and go, I'll just skip you, don't listen to him. That also means you do not want to play in his game because he hates analysis paralysis to the point that he'll kick players out.
Who?
So do not listen to him. Whatever you, Max Liao from Legion of Myth.
Oh, I don't think I know that person.
He's a good guy.
He is a good guy, but he's a real
They
stickler
sound
for that
familiar,
problem.
but I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to pick them out of a crowd.
Bruce Nerdy and I occasionally talk about some of the stuff he and Dog cover. So you probably
I like him quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's a good fellow. Hey, Mobius, how you doing?
Yeah, it started sounding like you were listening to him for a moment there. It's like, don't listen to him, Janet. Yes, he is that type of player, that GM. Not everybody is. Don't worry about it. If it was really a problem, trust me, you would not be in their game anymore. We are nice to people, but we're all autistic motherfuckers. So if you've officially gone past a certain point in our brains, we're done.
That's what I'm saying. I say it all the time, how lucky I am to have met such nice people that,
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes. Someone will say, oh, this person's really nice. We're going to give them a chance to join and let them be a part of our game. And then they get in there. And then after like, a couple months, you're like going, Jesus Christ, why in the fuck to yourself did I let this person play? And now I have to deal with this every week, and they won't quit on their own, and I feel like that sometimes because a lot of the things in my life, I've been told that, I'm never going to amount to anything. I'm not very smart. You need to work on that. Maybe you should try something else because you're not good at what you're doing, that kind of stuff. So I work really hard to try to prove to myself that I can do stuff. And sometimes I get over my head because I really can't do it. You know what I mean? And I need to get to that point in my life. And I realize that you just can't do that, that you're just not cut out for that position or you're not cut out to do that. So you just need to just pull your pants up and go find something else to do because you're never going to be able to succeed at that. So, and that's hard for people like me that don't want to accept because I'm stubborn, I don't want to accept that I can fail and that I failed at something that I really wanted to do just because I can't do it. I'm just not smart enough to do it or whatever the reason is.
In the case of these style of games, it's actually kind of hard to fail even if you're in the position you are.
I'm sorry, I missed some of what you said. It was like I couldn't hardly hear you.
No, I ended up burping and I'm kind of not next to the mic.
Oh.
You don't necessarily have to be smart or even a master at these games to play them. I mean, yes, we give you suggestions, and yes, sometimes we actually go, Janet, do this instead. But ultimately, you understand enough of what you're doing, even when you get analysis paralysis, to know, in the case of you being a cleric, you go, do I put the healing spell here or here? Say you were playing my character, the wizard. The same thing would still kind of apply. It's like, all right, I'm having analysis paralysis. Bruce, would my fireball be more tactical in this group or this group? Because I've asked more than, these exact words. Does this enemy? We'll say does your boy, your character's boyfriend name, William. Does William look like he needs more help? William. I thought his name was William.
It is William. Garrison's a character in my book that I'm writing. I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Garrison Blackwood.
It's okay. Like for example, when it comes to like when I'm having a bit of analysis paralysis and I don't really know what to do, and I'm going to go to default. I'll go, hey Bruce, does William look like he needs more help, or does Ogre look like he needs more help? And then Bruce will go, Ogre looks like he's holding his stance pretty well. Looks like William might be faltering a little bit. All right, I'm going to put my lightning bolt into the enemy right next to William. Or I'm going to place my fireball so it doesn't hurt William. See, one of the things that, Bruce has played this off more than once, and I do like that. You're not going to get an exact radius for the fireball, but as long as you're careful, you're not going to hurt your friends either. Proof of that is I've set things on fire I didn't intend to one time, and I did hit an ally after they moved just a little bit further than I thought the fireball was going to affect. So there's not it stops at exactly this point.
But that happens in real life. So to me, that would make sense, but it would happen in a game if you're playing something that has consequences,
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's absolutely not a bad thing to just go, okay, I'm analysis paralysis, and I just needed to go default for this turn and try to figure out what I do next. If you notice, sometimes I have to ask what people did. That's because I'm sitting there reading my spells, thinking of the situation, trying to figure out what I should cast next.
Yeah, I'm gonna, after I get this bag cut, I'll get my my book and I'll show you what I've been trying to work on for our game, or smaller game. And if I can find something that works for me, then I'll be able to use it on, other things that I do. Because it's not just gaming. I feel like I do it on everything I do,
Yeah.
my whole life, not just, gaming. I feel like I'm not good at pretty much anything I'm doing. Hold on, let me get my notebook out. I'm trying to see. That's not the one.
Sorry, I was reading some stuff. Okay. That is a problem of mine. I need to focus on painting, doing stuff. Sorry about that.
I thought that's what you were doing.
I picked my phone up, and that was a mistake.
Oh, you get sidetracked when you're on your phone?
Yeah.
Called doom scrolling.
Yeah.
Well, I have my phone sitting here, but I was focused on something else. But see, I have like a clipboard, and I have my all my stuff with my strength, dexterity, my stuff that's really easy to look at really quickly. And then I have my money, silver and gold and stuff written over here with pencil, so I can erase it and then add it to like if I paid somebody money or whatever, then I can put it on that other page on my other notebook, okay, for that. And then this I use mostly while I'm, next to my dice and stuff, so that I have all that together, and then I can add the number in with my calculator or whatever, depending on what we're doing. But then I also have this notebook that I'm making, that I'm putting on there, and I have the little clear sleeves with the different information on it. And not just for me, I have also notes for you and for Six Nations and stuff like that, for things I might need to remember. Like the one thing about I have on one of my notes for Six Nations is that he's susceptible to succubuses. So whatever a succubus enters, I try to think of something I can do to tell him, hey, don't go over there or don't go near her. She's going to try to make you have her baby or whatever, that type of thing. But then I added this, and this is what I've been printing out, is these are my third level, and I wrote it on there, see, and I got a note post-it note, third level spells. Now I just need to go through and I want to highlight the top part, whether it works on undead or whether it works on demons, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that when I'm flipping through this really fast, I go, oh, this is yellow, it'll work on undead, or this is red, this will work on demons. You see what I mean? And then I go all the way through it. These are all my different spells, and then I have them all labeled. But see, what I also have on here to help me is at the very top, I added how many mana it is. So I don't have to ask Bruce, how many mana is it every time? Because I'm trying not to be annoying. But the thing is, it takes me a while to flip through all of these things.
What level is it, Janet?
And that takes a long time. And then I feel like I'm slowing everybody down and getting on everyone's nerves. So,
You're fine, Janet. You're going to have questions. And the game is not meant to be computed. It's with human people, so you're going to have situations where, like, you have a question and it takes her a minute for a response.
Yeah,
it's okay.
And then I kind of felt stupid on one other game that I'm not playing with Bruce. I'm playing with someone else, and I try to do the same thing with that. I have a notebook for that game, and when I was asked a question about one of my characters, and I asked if I brought some gifts for this one demon, right? Because I was trying to get information from him, and I gave him some gifts, and I told him a little bit about my background, and that I was wanting to know if this demon could help me have visions or a dream. And my GM just said, "What? You looked all that up? You know all this stuff?" And I said, "Yeah, I thought that's what we're supposed to do with our characters." And he just seemed shocked. And then I kind of felt stupid because I'm like, "What, am I not supposed to do that?" I'm thinking this to myself, So I kind of felt stupid, and I haven't done it since. So I haven't done that again in that game, simply because I felt like I did the wrong thing, even though he didn't say it. I'm not saying it was his fault. I'm just saying that's how I took it, as, oh, that was dumb and I shouldn't have done that or something. See what I mean? It sounds stupid, but it's not
You're
stupid.
good.
Yeah, I took it
You're good.
serious things.
Well, it's one of three things, technically. Two individuals or a combination of two. One, he straight up did not expect you to do that and was just sheer shocked. B,
Yep.
he feels like you kind of ruined the story by looking that up. Or C,
But it was my
look it up.
background. It was my background of my character and where I came from and things that I've been involved in, supposedly, to build
well,
who I
if that be the case, then he was just in sheer shock that you actually looked that information up.
because I had it all printed out. I print up everything, like everything that Bruce has ever told me about my character. I write it down and then I print it. So I have it in my notebook. And then if it changes, then I'll go through and I'll mark it off and I'll print out a new sheet without that on it. So I try not to make that mistake, later on, because I don't have that anymore. Like if I lost a leg or an arm, now I'm have one arm. So I'd have to make sure that everything I have is for a person with one arm. I don't know. I know it sounds monotonous, but I can't help it. That's just how I do stuff. So,
Makes sense.
and I try not to be irritating. Believe me, it's not always that easy.
So I just want to talk for a minute or two on something. I bought a box set, and it is the Lost Temple of the Deep Ones. It's a Reaper figure kit, and one of the things, there's a few parts in this. It's a neat looking set because you've got like a throne area. You get some characters that are fallen adventurers or sacrifices, whatever. You get a couple of these, which, what are these? I don't know. But that's supposed to be like one of those fish that uses a little light lure to lure in things. And, here it is. Okay. So this goes here. There's a character that's supposed to be seated there. But this is a neat little setup. It's $40, and you get a bunch of stuff. You get this throne set, which that's the only painted piece they have there. You get 2 of those little altars with the lure fish. You get a couple of the deep one guards. Then you have the altar where you put your player character sacrifices there. And then they have this dummy thick statuette. And that's the best way I could put it, because holy shit, like my inner pervert's like, yeah, there's no difference between me and the carvers at Reaper, because look at the fucking donk on my goddamn fish person statuette. No wonder the Anunnaki win. If they got a donk like that,
The
you're
cake
all
is
doomed.
strong with this one.
Exactly. You're not supposed, like,
The only bad thing about having a big donk is you have to pay for 2 airplane seats.
yeah. Oh, have you been watching the Gracie Bond files too? Because I always watch her.
No,
I know I
I
shouldn't.
don't know who
That's
that
like-
is.
You don't. Okay.
Sorry,
You're all fucked now.
I have no idea.
So I watch
Yeah,
Gracie Bond a little bit because she's just. There's a part of me that likes her. It's the black part of me.
Weird.
The set shadow is called Lost Temple of the Deep Ones. And
Holy
When-
shit! Has she had any kids?
not yet, to my
Just
knowledge.
imagine what she's going to look like after she's had a baby. She's going to be
Okay.
perfectly round. She's going to look like Buddha.
I mean,
And is that her real ass, or is that all injected?
I think part of it's injected. She
Well, a
was
lot of
a
it was
fat
injected.
fuck. She was a fat fuck for a while, but
She had some ribs removed, it looks like.
I don't know what all she's had done.
Yeah.
She was bigger than this.
Yeah,
She
that's
was pretty-
but see, do you think she's more attractive like that? Or do you see, look at her boobs in this picture underneath her picture. See those boobs? There's like
Okay.
pancake boobs right there.
Yeah.
See, I feel bad for her. And you know what? What's sad about that? It's
Lots
not
of
because
things are
she,
sad
it's
about
not
that.
because she's fat. It's not because she's fat. Look, I have boobs, but when you wear a bra, they won't be turned they won't, even when I take my bra off, my boobs don't look like pancake boobs. My boobs still look like good boobs. That looks like that because she goes braless all the time. She runs, she does a lot of things, and it breaks down the tissue over time. So
She needs more cellulose.
well, she needs to wear a bra more often. When you go braless all the time, like a native woman, that's what it looks like. When you don't go braless, you have boobs that stand up like you're supposed to. You're supposed to wear a bra if you want to have your boobs look not like you're on National Geographic. And that's sad because she's a pretty girl and there's no reason for her boobs to look like pancake boobs. You know, and she's young. Shit, I'm at least old enough to be her mother. And I don't have boobs that bad. I mean, because I wear a bra.
So I can bring you guys back to reality. If you want to enjoy yourselves, I watch Gracie Bond because there are certain things, certain videos that it's AI assisted. That's all I'm going to say. But on Tubi, right now, they have The Killer, Better Tomorrow, Bulletproof Monk, Curse of the Golden Flower, Better Tomorrow Part 2, Better Tomorrow Part 3 is here as well. Yeah, Love and Death in Saigon. They got Corruptor, Bull's Fly, but they got a fuck ton of Chow Yun Fat movies.
I could say with full, like anybody who knows me knows this says a lot. The Golden Flower and Bulletproof Monks, both good movies.
Those are the worst films he's ever done. That's all I'm going to say.
Really?
Dude.
Can I ask a question about what you said
And
earlier?
they're both good movies.
Those are fucking great
Damn.
movies. No, those are the worst movies he's done.
I gotta watch more of this guy's movies backlog.
The movie that you said you watched, Furious or whatever,
Yes.
can we watch that today?
Yeah, we could.
You have it? Because I haven't seen it yet. I really want to see it.
Yeah,
Do we have,
I'll see if I can get a
is
hold
there
of
a
it.
way to watch it?
Yeah, I'll see if I can get a hold of it. I think I know a guy.
Because you said you wanted to watch this other movie, and I don't know that one either. So that's why I was asking.
The Furious is really good, Janet, but it's like The Raid.
I like The Raid. I thought it was really good. I love kick-ass fighting and all that stuff. I love kung fu fighting. I think it's really good.
I'm telling you, no, the Furious was actually made for you. I'm just a innocent person because the way I see you, Janet. No offense, Janet. I love you to bits. You're one of my best friends, but whenever we start talking about things like human trafficking and all this shit, all I can think of is just like all of your fucking action movie heroes like Clint Eastwood, Chuck Norris, even like a little bit of Jean-Claude Van Damme, because he would be doing the splits, doing evading punches, and they would just be beating the shit up out of these human traffickers.
Mm-hmm.
The entire movie is about going after human traffickers in a foreign country. In a foreign country where there is laws established, but obviously those laws weren't enough to stop the human trafficking. And it's a really good film. The Furious is my favorite movie for this year. My favorite movie of this year. And I've seen...
But what does that have to do with me? I don't understand.
How many fucking hours have you spent talking about getting rid of human trafficking, saving the children, etc., etc.?
Well, I already understand that there's no way to get rid of it. Okay, you can't get rid of it. We're going to always have bad.
Well, yes, we can. Yes, we could. We could get rid of human trafficking. It'll be the ugliest fucking 3 weeks humanity has ever had. Killing off every Moloch and Baal worshiper out there that ruins children, that does things to kids. It'll be the nastiest fucking 3 weeks we've ever had as a human species. But then the kids will be safe.
Well, every day a person is born, and there's going to be a person that's just like Cain. Okay, and there's nothing you can do about it. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with me. It's just who they are when they're born.
The same people that support human trafficking.
And it takes a while for them to grow up. And then when they start doing things, just like we saw what happened with this Cole Gray kid. Okay, his dad got put in prison too. I think he got 15 or 20 years for supplying his son the rifle that he used to kill these other people and the teachers. But the thing is, ever since he was in preschool and elementary school, he was having problems. His mother was a drug addict, and the dad was not much better. And the kid just didn't have a chance with parents like he had. And we're going to have that forever, because you're going to always have an alcoholic or a drug addict or a prostitute or whatever that's a parent. And when you have a parent, a lot of women that have 5 or 6 kids with men. Some of them don't even know who the dad is. I've watched, I don't know how many shows where they said, and the dad is, you are not the father, because she doesn't even know who the father is, because she slept with so many men. And men just keep wanting to sleep with women like that. Like that lady that did that thing on her OnlyFans where she slept with over almost 200 men. And then she had to go to the emergency room because her insides were falling out. And I guarantee guys are still lining up to have sex with this woman. I mean, that just shows you.
There was a woman who practiced and prepared herself for 1,000 partners in one night. She not only didn't go to the hospital, she got pregnant during that. And now she's doing golden showers with a 9-month baby bump.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is, as long as men
what I'm saying is that they're fucked
out, for those kind of women, there's always going to be those kind of women and those kind of guys. And when the good girls, like I said, when I was in school, and all these guys are always talking about their conquests every weekend, that are in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade guys, and they're talking about their conquests. I'm like, what girls are going to be left when you guys are ready to get married? And you don't want any of the old ones you've already passed around to your friends, so what do we have when you have men and women treating each other like you're nothing but pieces of meat? That's all you're going to have, are pieces of meat. You're not going to have anybody with feelings or caring or want to raise their kids with morals and things like that. That's society, but that's also how you raise your own kid. You know what I mean? And to me,
I really disagree. I disagree on such a hard level. Please respect the fact that I disagree on this, because I think if we instead turn Ghislaine Maxwell into a screaming Yoko Ono machine, as we tortured the shit out of her for every fucking person that was involved with him, we took all the names out of the Epstein client list, and if we just started going after these people that are supposedly heads of state or members of the secret society club that we're not a part of, if we just took everybody that was a living member of the church, the cult of Moloch, the worship of Baal, where you fuck up kids, if we just turned those into just like bleeding out bags of what was formerly a human, if we killed every single one of them, if we did the ugly thing and became monsters ourselves, and then we could get therapy later, because that's the great thing about forgiveness, it works. I honestly think that we would have a much better society if we would agree to snuggle with our demons to let us get rid of the bad people. It's just like, these people are like, oh, we can't get rid of Muslims, we've let them in now. Bullshit. If you walk your pigs and dogs around the neighborhood, you're not going to have Muslims hanging out there for much longer. They're going to target you at first. They're going to make you suffer for the transgressions against their shitty little book, but eventually they all go away, because they find somewhere you're not, and they go there. They'll go there in mass. That's why they went to Spain. Spain made it legal for them to cross the border, and cross the border by the sea. They did. That's what they did. They came in swimming and floating across, making their way out of Morocco to there, and that's why Spain's going to be fucked up for a while, which is hilarious, because there's video of girls like hugging on these third world migrants, and it's like, your suicidal empathy is going to destroy your entire country. Good job, you dumb bitch. But for us Americans, I think if we actually killed every fucking child trafficker.
How old was the girl that's hugging on him?
25, 30.
Oh, okay. She was an adult. All right.
Yeah, because she's been told, by... Sorry, that's my smoking.
That's what I just said. I said, when you have parents that don't teach their kids any different than what they're doing, then you're going to have the same thing to the next generation. And then after a while, you won't have any generation, because there won't be any marriages. You just have a bunch of kids running around, and by the time they're old enough to stand up on their own, they're already being in sexual relationships. I mean, that's just what's going to happen, because
Janet,
it's a breakdown of society.
It's not the parents. Oh, it is partially the parents, but it's also the schools. My sister had to put all three of her children.
It won't be long, and you won't have to worry about it, because the only ones going to school are going to be boys, because girls are stupid and they're just meant for procreation, and they're just meant to cook and clean and wear hijabs. That's what's going to happen.
How many madrasas are where you live?
Do what?
How many madrasas are where you live? Because the real fucking Handmaid's Tale is Islam.
That's what I'm talking about.
But, we can't have this shit growing up in our neighborhoods. We got to fight for what we have and what we love. And we're being told it's illegal to do that. It's illegal to think like this. You can't do that. You can't call a spade in Minneapolis.
You can't think for yourself. Thinking for yourself is going to get you killed.
Yeah.
Think as you are told. Connell. Sorry, I'm still a little bitter over him talking.
One of these days, you guys will actually be able to get along in the same room.
Oh, we can. The moment he doesn't tell me that thinking like him is thinking for myself. The moment he accepts that I'm not a parrot, I'm fine. I love the man. I genuinely do. I would consider him a brother if he didn't talk like he does. The man could actually, honestly, not mean a single word he said. The way he said it, however. I was like, that's one of the biggest things I've had to repeat to my father. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And sometimes it's not how you say it, it's what you say. Verbiage and wording are very important.
Yeah, but everyone has that problem. We all tend to say something at some time that we probably shouldn't have said. I mean, because whatever's going on, and or whether you're intoxicated or some other reason. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying we all do it. Every one of us. Nobody can say.
Oh no, what I'm referring to is I said I didn't want to go see the new Gladiator movie because they put a black character in a position of power where it doesn't make sense in ancient Greece without explaining it. And he's just like basically goes, learn to think for yourself. It's like,
well,
the fact
the
that
thing is, historically, you're right.
Thinking for myself. I'm sorry. What, Bruce?
Historically, you're right. There was no black fellow in that position in ancient Greece or ancient Rome. The thing is that Gladiator Part 2 and The Odyssey, both of these movies are jockeying, looking at each other dead in the eye with no give a shit towards history. They don't care about history. Yeah. They care about the Oscar. And they've got enough people that are persons of color. They got some bi and gay and trans things in there. So they're perfectly okay with making a movie jockeying for Best Picture. Because that's in the rules now. If you want to have Best Picture, you got to have a female director. You got to have this. You got to have that. You got to have all these check boxes. And so they say a movie is historical epic, but they have nothing nodding its head to history like this actually happened. This actually happened. This actually person was this way. No. Queen Elizabeth was a black chick straight out of Ethiopia. What the fuck, Netflix? And it happens all the time now because everybody that's in the competition for the Woke Olympics, they are going for the gold. And they don't give a shit about what you think you were taught or how you think history, what happened. They're going to revise and rewrite every bit, every word that doesn't agree with their 2026 thought process.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the only way to fix that is by stop going to the movies, stop buying their tickets, stop buying tickets and going to the NFL. If you don't agree with them, a person that takes a knee to pray before his game and everybody makes fun of him or they bench him. They won't let him even, I showed a thing last night. I thought it was really good about the word Jesus. You say the word Jesus and they'll cut it out of your conversation. If you're interviewed and you say, thank you, Jesus, for giving me this or whatever, and then they replay that part's cut out, but they won't take it out if you say, oh, thank you, Muhammad, or whatever. It's still in there.
Oh, yeah.
So they basically weed Jesus out of everything. Why? Why are they so afraid of Jesus and they're not afraid of Muhammad? I mean, you see, I don't know. None of this makes sense, but I did play that last night on my show and was talking about it because to me, it's 100% believable. And you watch some of the videos the kid puts on there, and they show this one guy. He's in the middle of an interview. He's a football player, I think, because he's really big, like a linebacker. And there's a blonde girl asking him questions, and he's answering, and she's going like, "Oh yeah," like she's embarrassed to be sitting there interviewing this guy. And then all of a sudden, he's off. He's not. Oh well, we had technical difficulty. They got rid of him. because they didn't like what he was saying. And it's pitiful and sad that that's where we're at. And all the young people watching it saying, oh, this is great. I love these people. I want to be just like Bad Bunny when I grow up, instead of, wow, I want to be like that firefighter, or I want to be like that police officer. I want to be like that soldier. See, they're making your heroes into a bunch of people that are just wishy-washy, people that just bend over, take it up the ass for whoever's paying them the most. They're prostituting all of us basically. And as long as you buy tickets and t-shirts and shoes or anything with the Nike and all their other symbols on it, well, you're paying for it. You are also the person that's the reason why we're in the position that we are. So I don't buy tickets. I still haven't even seen that movie with the bimbo that was, I can't remember her name now. I went blank.
I'm sure with the connotation of the rainbow.
The Marvel movie. I still haven't seen it. Even free, I wouldn't watch it because I have standards. Captain Marvel. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh, that one.
I haven't seen it.
I have no idea there was a Marvel movie out.
I
don't watch any movie. I will not pay for one thing if Jane Fonda's in it now. Once my dad told me the story about what Jane Fonda did to him and other soldiers like my dad, I will not buy a ticket. I won't go to any show or anything that Jane Fonda's in, because I simply think what she did was against our country and against our soldiers, and I won't do it. And I wasn't even involved in it in any way at all, just from the perspective of my own father that was in the military, that sacrificed his life and his career for our country. And people like him deserve respect, and she's not a person that you should spend your money on if you love this country and you love our veterans. I mean, that's how I see it. So
what I thought was hilarious,
these people, then you're helping ruin our situation. You're helping make it worse. That's how I look at it.
What I thought was hilarious was in the 80s when Jane Fonda became this big workout queen, and they were trying to revitalize her image, and you'd have like 3% of the population that remembered Vietnam and how those guys were treated. They're like, I ain't gonna fucking buy a VHS tape with Jane Fonda. Fuck that bitch. And you'd have that, and then you go to Walmart or your Eagle food provider or Kroger, and they'd have Jane Fonda on every end cap by the non-food items. It was disgusting.
I know.
I wanted to ask Shadow a question. Shadow, did you see that video I was talking about Jesus? About the kid saying you can't say Jesus on live TV? If you didn't, I'll share it in my Discord so everybody can go see it if you want, because it's a good video. It opened your eyes because you realize they showed the soccer championship and the people jumping and excited because they got this giant trophy, and this one guy had a headband on it. It said Jesus on it. And then when they because people on their cell phones were taking it, but then when they showed it on the news on NBC and stuff like that, Jesus was blurred out. Why? Is it offensive to someone that someone has Jesus on their thing? They're giving Jesus praise because they think that because of Jesus, I might win. You know what I mean? It's sickening, but they don't take Muhammad off. They don't take Buddha. They don't take anybody else's name, just Jesus. And nobody questions it. They just shut up and get in line and march down the street like you're supposed to, because that's what the good old conformists do. You're right. I mean, see? And I'm not ashamed to say that, and if YouTube doesn't like me, I don't care. I could care less, because it doesn't change my life. What changes my life is when, like I tell people, if you're at home and you got beer out and you got some porn magazines laying on your coffee table and you're watching a sports show and someone knocks at the door and you open it and it's your pastor and you say, hey, I just want to check on you, say how you doing, and your wife is rushing around, and your kids picking up beer cans and porn magazines because they don't want the pastor to see. Well, guess what? The person that really matters that saw it already saw it. He's God. Okay, you can't hide it from God. So whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter. God already knows. You can hide it from the people, but that person's not going to get you to heaven. You are. You know, I don't know. My mother always said stuff like that to me. So, I really do believe that. Sorry if I brought down
You don't tell the church that.
oh, I
Yeah,
know. That's
Janet,
why they
before
didn't like the movie. In the movie Stigmata, basically the whole thing was showing how the Catholic Church didn't like a person being a Christian because a Christian doesn't have to go to church to pray to their priest. They can speak directly to God by praying. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stigma to a lot of different things, and I think that a lot of people just rather not talk about it. Well, if you just don't talk about it, then you don't have a problem. Well, yeah. What if Jesus just said, "Well, I'm not want to cause problems. I'm just going to keep walking." You see, it's just stupid. It's just cowardice, being a coward.
Yeah.
And I just like I told Ruben last night, he hadn't heard that I said that I have people leave terrible shit. They say terrible stuff to me in my chat. They tell me they want me to go to another planet, commit suicide. I had one person on Mother's Day say, "Happy Mother's Day, Janet. It's a shame I can't understand a word you say because you have Trump's dick in your mouth." And shit like that. I get tons of that simply because I voted for him and I'm a conservative and I believe in smaller government and that more money should be in our pockets. And that's for everyone, not just for Janet. I want Janet to be rich and have everything and nobody else have anything because I want to be the fucking God. I never say shit like that. But those people think because I agree that everyone should have something that they've earned themselves, then I'm the bad person and I'm the one that needs to be strung up and have my toenails ripped out and shit like that. It's just pathetic. It doesn't make any sense. And that's probably what's going to happen to me one day is somebody like that's going to take me out because they don't like what I say. They don't like what I boast or talk about, and which is fine because if that's the way I'm supposed to go, I guess that's the way I'm going to go, because I'm not going to shut up. And just like I said, if people don't want to listen to me, they don't have to. They can change the channel. They have that right. Yeah, I'll shut up for a little bit.
That's just one of the things why I'm almost exclusively YouTube watching now is because regular TV, it's whatever they want to show you. YouTube, you actually have the ability to choose. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Right now, believe it or not, they were stopping you from seeing a lot of stuff because they were taking it down left and right. You just didn't know it because you didn't see it.
That's why my diet's been going to Rumble and to Pepperbox a lot more lately. Although the Pepperbox guys, they really like the YouTube money, but on Pepperbox they can say whatever they want, and they go bleep it on YouTube. If you want to know what I said, pay me $8. I gotta admire the grift. I really do.
Well, honestly, if every subscriber I have right now on YouTube would leave YouTube or join me on Rumble and follow me on Rumble for some of my shows that they think are interesting, I wouldn't even have to do YouTube. I'd just put chicken videos over here or something. But
the fact that you're threatening us with chicken videos, like, I'm sure you're going to get watch hours with that. I'm positive.
Well, I don't get very many. I have people say, try this, do that. And I make those videos and I get 25 views and that's it. So that's not what they want to watch. But then I have a Friday Night Shit Show and get 9,000 live viewers. That tells me that people like watching this, or why would they be watching and leave lots and lots of comments. Even hate is still tuning in. See what I mean? But when they say, oh, I want to see you do this, or I want to see you do that, and I do it, even that video that I made, just in spite people that were being mean to me in my chat, and I was scrubbing the toilet, and I said, this is what men want women to do, women's work. And I mopped the floor, and I cleaned the toilet, and I said, does this make you happy, men? See women doing women's work and getting our fingernails dirty, cleaning shit out of the toilet for the man? That kind of shit. I was being a total sarcastic bitch, but I did it on purpose. And guess what? I got maybe 100 views on it. See, it's because it's not what they want to see. They really don't want to see that. Now, if I get on there and I wear my overalls and I have my ass hanging out at the bottom and I have my tits hanging out and I just walk around and go, oh, I broke a fingernail, oh, and whatever stupid shit like that, guys will be all over it. And that's ridiculous that a woman has to do that. And that's what men say. Oh, you're a girl. You got tits. You can get whatever you want on your show. That's not true. Go look at my shows. Go look at my channel numbers and tell me, oh, she's got tits, so she's going to have 100,000 views. That's bullshit. That is not true. And to say that is very derogatory about women. Just because I have
one point,
and I was born this way does not mean that all of a sudden I'm going to get this, that, and the other that men aren't going to get. See, it's just lies. It's not true. Go ahead.
Well, actually, it's true, but it's true in ways you wouldn't expect. Here's the big thing, Janet. At one point, the boobs thing was actually true, at least online. But it's not anymore because there's countless women, and more of them are willing to, most of them, that at least in the boob department, are willing to expose more cleavage than you do on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
So that gets more views in general, but there are so many of them now, like, oh, why would I go to this other boob streamer when I already have this one?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're a boob connoisseur.
Well, or
but
unless
most men, there's one of my favorite memes.
Blonde hair,
boobs.
or she's got green eyes, or she's got a huge hootie booty, you know. It just depends on what they see flash in front of them. I saw one girl, it had like 1 million views on it. I think it was on TikTok. A short of her. Supposedly she has a channel. I think it's on OnlyFans, and she had put on a pig nose and pig ears, and she puts on this pink bodysuit thing, and then she took dirt in buckets and poured it all in her bathroom, and then took her sprayer and sprayed mud everywhere, and then she just rolled around on the floor and was going like that. And it had 1 million views. People want to see that kind of stupid shit. Well, guess what? I'm not going to do that. Fuck that shit. I don't care if I get 1 view on one video. I am not going to do something that stupid just to get click, click, click. Fuck that shit. Because guess what? YouTube takes 40% of it anyway. So they're getting 40% off of me when I'm not even monetized. So, you know, why would I want to give them more money? See, it's just stupid. But if that makes that girl feel good, great.
Well, here's a couple of
for her.
Well, here's a couple of things about that one. Like, we'll start at the root cause. Now, here's one of the things a lot of people miss, like, including a lot of like modern feminists. I know you're not one, but so that you talk like one, no offense. Women do have a higher education rate than men. They almost always, when they're in college, graduate when compared to a man who has actually about a 50% graduation rate at this point. However, as people have plenty people saying, college is a fucking scam. But it's worse than it used to be. It's not just, oh, well, you have to wait for someone to die. There are colleges that are offering courses in astrology. Not astrology. What's the one? Oh, maybe it is astrology. The one where your zodiac sign. Bullshit.
Astrology.
There's a college degree for that. What?
Astrology.
It is astrology,
okay.
I think.
Okay, it is astrology. Okay. Well, there is a degree for that. There's a degree. Like, colleges are offering degrees for shit that's stupid. And women will take those
they
degrees.
have an actual degree for lesbian basket weaving at some colleges.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And women will take these courses, and they'll graduate because they're simple or whatever. Then, of course, we turn around. She has a college education, in debt. She can't get the job she actually wanted because, in most cases, that education either didn't exist or somehow she thought that was going to translate to the business world, which, mind you, the business world is still majority men, but a lot more women in power than they used to be. But we're not talking the average woman either. We're talking cutthroat bitches who act more like men.
Well,
so it's like there's this illusion that men and women have this different place within the workforce, that women are always treated worse. Believe it or not, women are almost always treated better in the workforce, but men end up making more money because women.
Uh-oh.
Did you snow cut out?
Usually don't want to. Usually are the cutthroat bitches that have positions.
No.
It's not a
I have some on there. I have them on my channel.
I mean, I've watched several videos of different businesses that went under or almost started going under when a female in power started hiring nothing but women, or even trying to do the 50-50 thing. When one company, now there's a story about this I do like. She actually got majority women, but in her own words,
Uh-oh.
Again, damn it. That's his internet, not mine. Because me and Janet are having a conversation. I can hear her ruffle stuff.
Sorry,
it was by a bunch of primarily qualified women.
because I'm folding these bags so I can cut them.
Crafting? Crafting, you there?
I am now.
I want to need you to rewind and memorize what you just
Or
said.
now would be
I need you to go back and repeat what you said. I apologize, but your internet cut out.
Yeah. What was I saying? Crap.
We censored him because he was giving out information that was not conducive to the health of the United States. Wear a mask.
Yeah. I know I was talking about how men and women are treated differently in the workplace, but I don't know where I got cut off.
Sorry, you were going in and out, and then you would be just gone, and then you would come back, and we'd hear a word or two, and then it would go out again.
Well, I'll start from the beginning of what I was saying, and then there is actually a gender pay gap, like a good example of what's a lot of them try to scream, which does not boil down to men are paid better or treated better. Like HR fucking loves women for obvious reasons. But the thing is, men almost inevitably work more hours or the more dangerous jobs. Like how many women do you know do landlines, for example, for the county? Those are well-paying jobs. But we also have the counter to that we have a lot more women in power, where a lot of people a lot of feminists make their misconception about this is usually the women in power who actually have true power in a business are not the women in WotC. She fucked over that business. A woman who truly is in a position of power within a company is a cutthroat bitch who acts more like a man than a woman. Excellent example of that is The Devil Wears Heels. That woman was feminine, but she acted more like a male CEO than a female.
Well, any woman or man that has a business and they hire someone to run their company, right? And that person ends up hiring someone because they have a vagina or breasts or they're missing a leg or whatever, instead of whether they're trained for their position, like a DEI hire, and that business is going to lose money. It's going to slowly go under, and that CEO should be fired because they're not looking at the interest of the company that they're supposed to be running, or the people, the stockholders and people involved. So that's one of the things that I never understood when it came to Warner Brothers and other big corporations like that, where they were making all these trashy movies that cost them $100 million to make, but they didn't even make a half of that back over and over again, multiplying simply because they were trying to push an agenda. Well, if the stockholders were mad because they're losing fucking money, and they told them, if you don't stop doing that, we're taking our money out. If they did that, then guess what? Their happy ass would stop making that shit. So I don't understand why any stockholder that has money in a company that's losing money on purpose because they're trying to push an agenda. Oh, look at my penis. If that's their agenda, then I would pull my fucking money out and invest it into a company that actually cares about making money. And I'm a woman. To me, that's common sense. So anyone, whether you're a man or a woman, because there's only two genders, believes in wasting money to push an agenda, I would never hire them from my company. Not once, ever. If they're not qualified for the job, I wouldn't fucking hire them. Period. So, and
Well,
whoever's
there's
running YouTube,
Right.
that lady that passed away, when you found out that you have an employee that's running your company into the ground by hiding videos, taking videos down simply because of a person's point of view, and you think that's going to help your company, well, guess what? It isn't. That's why we have Rumble and we have other companies that are rising, because they're stepping in where you are failing at the people that are giving you content. Every person that has a YouTube channel that puts a video up, YouTube's making money off of it. So YouTube is making buku dollars off of people that are never gonna ever want to be monetized or care about it, right? They're not gonna stream and do all those things, but they're still posting videos, whether it's a video of their kid at a recital, or their kid in the swim meet, or the ducks having babies down by the pond near their house. YouTube is making money every time they get so many clicks. So
Oh,
the
great.
fact that YouTube doesn't
Did
give
I
a flying
lose?
fuck about the people that are posting stuff and taking down stuff because they say, oh, this isn't appropriate, you shouldn't have that. But it's okay to pierce your nipple and make a video of that, or pierce your genitals. We'll do that because that's informative. That's a teaching video, shit like that. It's fucked up. So I would go somewhere else.
Oh yeah, I literally found a video on YouTube of a woman getting a tattoo on her clit and having an orgasm on YouTube.
Yeah, they have that. That's what I'm saying. That is considered good because it's informative and you're teaching someone something. Someone like me that makes the Friday Night Shit Show each week is repetitive, and basically it's useless. That's what I was told. So who knows? But they got commercials on them, so they think it's good enough to make money, but not good enough for me to get paid to do it. So I don't know. I don't get it. But what were you going to say, Bruce? I'm sorry, I wouldn't shut up.
No, you cut out for a second, but then you came back.
I did?
Yep.
Mhm.
It might be mine. It might be mine.
Yeah, she didn't disappear for me.
I mean, I can do one of those tests and see what my numbers are, but I don't have any storms or anything here.
Yeah, let's talk about something a little bit more.
It's probably my end. I'm looking at the cloud cover right
You
now.
have tested stuff now, don't you?
I'm looking at the look of the cloud cover. Yeah, I think I've got. Oh.
Did you see what I sent you?
Drafting is showing this off, and I did see you and Tabby having that discussion.
Oh, you brought it up,
Okay.
Bruce?
Did you see it?
It's a
well,
mouse
it's got a couple of pictures, so I have
or a baby.
that
Is that a baby alligator or something?
This is one of the things I'm suggesting for Bruce's game. This is a coffee kobold, or a brewing kobold, technically. They are, unlike most kobolds that are kind of associated with dragons, these guys are always found alongside any one of the three primary, any one of the brewing dragons, any but the chi dragons, the beer dragons, and the coffee dragon.
That's a dragon? That's a baby dragon?
No, these are suggestive creatures for Bruce's game, which these would be full-grown dragons. They are just this size. Whatever you do, don't fuck with them though. They're at their full grown. Unlike a regular dragon that can grow to ancient power, these guys can grow to adult dragon power, but that still means don't fuck with them. But their favorite thing to do is brew, and you'll always find at least one brewing kobold with them to serve whatever it is they're brewing. I'm stopping sharing now. The reason why they definitely need permission from Bruce before they could be added to his game isn't just because they're totally different species. The only way I could think to add them that makes sense for them not being like widespread up to this point would be they all claim to come from the plane of dragons, which I only looked once. I might have to look again. but I could not find a plane of dragons in the Palladium universe. Palladium. Palladium has a plane of dragons. Pathfinder universe. I could very well be wrong. So the backstory is these guys claim to come from the plane of dragons, but no one can prove that.
Is that Van Helsing in your picture?
No, this is a 40K Inquisitor.
Oh, I was gonna say it looks like Van Helsing.
Okay, let me put it to you this way: Space Van Helsing.
Pretty cool. That's a good costume.
I mean, I kind of wish I was a joke, but if you actually look at the original Van Helsing, like not the, I like the one that was made not that long ago where he's kind of a comedic character, but where the ones where he's the serious, I kill anything evil, that's a 40K Inquisitor. So he literally is a space Van Helsing. In fact, this is kind of a little bit based off of Van Helsing. I like the Van Helsing hat and the overall look of the character. Not like, but I've been discussing with Bruce some other stuff. Like, I got to look for the spell. Like, there's Bruce informed me it's not just a spell. There's actually a magical item, the Chameleon Cloak. I feel like we're personally, and Bruce definitely didn't deny it. I feel that we're still a bit low level for something like full invisibility. So a Chameleon Cloak for like 6 Nations would be pretty cool. I've discussed with Bruce a gun that uses alchemy fire for nerdy, so he has a distance attack. It shoots bullets. It just uses alchemy fire instead of gunpowder. Is one of the main factors that has prevented me from like asking Bruce to like let us use a whole bunch, like use guns a lot or at all really, is the fact that gunpowder is a dwarven invention, and that means it's expensive to get your hands on, unless you're at the dwarven hold. So it's like, yeah, no, I don't want to spend that much money. And things like that. So it's like, I've been, I don't know if you were here when we discussed it with 6 Nations, but one of the things that I noticed early on is that you have actually stupidly powerful magic items for the level that we are. Oh yeah, because I remember discussing the magic carpet with you, how we could have a full-blown magic carpet that could go hundreds of feet in the air at level 9. Well, now level 10. What? Why should I be at level 10? Why should I be able to visit Mount Olympus? You know? That makes absolutely no sense.
Well, to me, if no matter what happened, if I'm on a game and Bruce is the GM and we were all able to have flying carpets and we could fly to or go, we had a stone that we could rub and it would open a portal where we could step through and we'd be in another planet or wherever. I wouldn't know if it was supposed to be in there or not. I wouldn't even know if I was allowed to have it. All I'd know is it's in the game that I'm playing with Bruce. You see what I mean? That's all I'd know. And any new person that came in would be just like me and not realize that they're not supposed to do that. And during the 4th, I went to some people's home and we did fireworks. We had all the kids running around. But when I was in there eating, I met a couple people and they have their own game right now that they write, and he was showing me maps that he's made and all kinds of stuff on his little laptop, and him and his wife, and then their kids and their nieces and nephews and stuff all have characters, and they play like twice a month their own game. DD game, Pathfinder or whatever, and he has a couple books, and he showed them to me. And his character that his wife has, she's called a water breather, and she comes from the water people. When she lives, they come from underwater or whatever, and so she's able to go in the water and out of the water and live, either on Earth or with us or down there into the water. And they have all kinds of cool stuff that they've made for their own game. So anything's possible. And that's one thing I like about it in my imagination when I first started playing. And I've talked to Bruce about this many, many times, even when we weren't live or anything, about it's endless, and that's what I think it should stay that way. Because when you get on a game and you put a disc in, or you sign up on Xbox Live or whatever to play a game, you have limits. You can only use this controller to go up, down, this way and that way, or wherever, right? You can only go to where this game allows you to go. But in that game on the board, we can go any place. We can do anything. As long as the dice roll right, or you make the right decision. Just like when we in the other game, when we took a bag of holding and dropped it into a portal. Okay, we didn't know what was going to happen. We had no idea. But the thing is, anything is possible. That's why I think this kind of game is way more exciting, way more imaginative than playing a game on a computer. I mean, I love some of the games that I play. When I play, the Goat Simulator and stuff, I laugh and laugh, but it's limited to only certain things that you're allowed to do. You can't go past that realm because there's nothing there. It's a void. You don't have that when you play Dungeons and Dragons or whatever you want to call the game, vampire game or Star Trek game. I mean, to me, you could do anything. Like, the game that Chris is supposed to be writing, I have no idea what it's going to be like until we start playing, because I have no idea what the world looks like, or what the other people are going to be doing in the game or anything like that. I can only think about the little bit that I already know about what character I'm going to play, and that's it. That's all I have. But I'm interested to see how he does it compared to Bruce, because that's all I have to compare it to. And it's either Bruce or Bear. And Bear has 2-hour games. It's very limited, and he already has everything laid out pretty much direction he wants to go. And I think that's one of the reasons when I said I wanted to go see the Swamp Man and ask him a question, and I took him some booze and some goodies, and that was in Louisiana, but all that's in the lore of my character. So I just looked through it and said, well, what can I do to use my people in the background of where I came from to help me be successful in the future where I'm at? And that's all I did. And I felt like, I wasn't supposed to do that. I didn't know, because nobody handed me a sheet and said, this is the rules and this is what you're allowed to do, So, I just use my imagination. But the thing is, that's what I thought it's supposed to be. That's why I thought it was so exciting and fun, is that the fact that it's limitless in here,
Two quick things.
I don't know if that's right or not, but
what I was referring to is, with the skills and abilities that we have, do you think that we should just be given the ability to go bug the gods? Is what it's basically what I was saying.
No.
Honestly, no.
How is it going to hurt the game? I mean, I don't know enough about it or understand it. To
Janet, the blue dragon. That's how. well,
what about
that
it?
pretty much explains it right there. Half the party died because they entered a portal that was clearly marked, "Don't do this." But
no. It wasn't clearly marked, "Don't do this," but it was marked that, like, going into that area, all of the magical symbols and all the things stating what was beyond that portal was like the party should have exercised their better judgment, because they really fucked up. While I got you here, let me see if I can pull that up. Hold on. Go ahead, you guys talk amongst yourselves.
The one thing I wanted to ask about was the fact that in this one game that we were playing, we went and there was a beautiful woman, and she was dressed in like ranger kind clothing, right? And she was wanting us to go inside this fortress that was there down the road and get some kind of this orb thing. And with this orb, we would be able to, from what I gathered, was to be able to control some dragon, because this orb was made by this wizard or whatever, this very powerful magical person to control a dragon. And if you could get the orb and you had it, then you could control the dragon yourself. Or if you got it and you smashed it and you damaged it, the dragon would be able to do whatever it wanted, be free again. So we never did find out what happened, and kind of bummed me out for a while because I kept wanting to go back and find out what would happen if we went there.
Well, for your guys' level at that point, gaining control depending on the dragon wouldn't have been a big deal. But in this instance, quick thing I want to say, Nerdy, Bruce and I already discussed a little bit of this off camera or whatever, I forgot which. If he allowed it and you actually accepted it, you'd be allowed to take a rifle skill to let you use it.
Where are you seeing that? Oh, somebody posted in the chat. Okay.
Yeah, Nerdy said, I tried ranged weapons. It doesn't work out. Doesn't work so well. Well, you would be allowed to take a rifle skill, because that's basically what it would be. It would be a rifle. Rifle with also the potential of being a shotgun, because what I proposed to Bruce was it has grand total of 3 chambers. One where you kind of lock the alchemist fire into, a chamber where you hold the rounds, and a chamber where you hold the rounds, which is below that, and a chamber where you pressurize the alchemist fire to produce a pressure-based explosion instead of a fire-based explosion. It takes longer than your axe to use, and that's because it's a ranged weapon. With that said, you can spend a few extra seconds to flood the fire expansion chamber and fire all rounds in the gun at once, basically turning it into a shotgun. But that instantly reduces your range to about 10 feet. It's only slightly better than a melee weapon, slightly more range than a melee weapon, but you also have the benefit of a shotgun. Mind you, based off the way that would work, the more rounds you've already shot up to that point, the less damage the shotgun does. Bruce didn't say no when I suggested that.
He might not have been listening.
I keep saying this over and over again.
Take that as a yes.
No, what I'm taking all that is, unless Bruce hears something egregious, he's not going to give a direct answer until I have everything written down and he has a chance to review it / rewrite it and things like that.
I was just going to say, anyone that's in the chat, that's in the Discord, in my Discord, if you want to see what I'm doing with all these, I put some pictures in the, I don't remember what part. Let me look real quick. Hold on. I think it's under the crafting part. Share your talents with the world. So you can put different stuff in there. I put the bags, what they look like before and what they look like after. And then I'll put some pictures of what I do with them once I cut them up, and what the barn looks like when I'm done, so that I have to have the different colors to be able to crochet with it. And I have to have enough of them, because once I get started on something and I put a lot of brown in it, and then I get to a point where I have no brown left, I get pissed off. So I'd rather have way more than what I need, and then have to sit and do this when I'm in the middle of crocheting and want to finish the whatever it is I'm making.
Yeah, I'll have to hunt down what brown we have, but I think I gave you most, if not all of it.
Yeah, you sent me a bunch
using brown up here.
I'm still doing it, because see, this is the part that takes the longest, because I have to cut all of them up, and then I have to open each piece that I cut off so you can get a loop, and then I have to loop them together and then roll them all up. See, that's how I make, like that. And then it makes a long piece of plastic yarn, and then I can crochet with it. And see, it's double strength, so it doesn't break while I'm making anything. But it's just this part right here, turning this into this to where it's rolled up is the hardest part. Yeah. Crocheting is the fun part. This is the part that sucks. But without this, I don't have the stuff to make the bag with, and it's 100% recycled. So, I feel good about making something like this into something nice that you can use. So, and I am going to make one for your mom. I got one bag I'm working on right now for Brandy. She's from the Shepherd's Watch, and I ran out of bags, so I'm trying to I ran out of the colors. I only have mixed. That's it. That's all I have. So I'm trying to get yellow and gray and brown again, and I have to cut them all up separate. And it's just a real pain in the ass. And it takes hours. I've sat for 6 hours and did nothing but cut up bags while we're playing. So, it's a lot of work. People don't realize how much work it is. But I just wanted people that are watching to see what I'm doing and understand what I'm doing and why it's noisy and stuff. But that's it. That's all I want to say. Thanks.
That's fine. Let's see here. Oh, a character. Oh, hey Bruce, can you hear me?
Yes.
A character I thought about adding that I think would be really, really cute and kind of cool. Quick question. Do you have reincarnation in your game, like the whole you could come back as a goblin?
Fuck.
Well, in this case, it's like the person is actually come back as a dog.
What is the impetus for this question? What is the reason why
the person came back as a dog?
Say again?
The individual came back as a dog.
Oh, God.
A dog?
Yes.
Oh. Can they shapeshift back into a human?
No, but thanks to the fact that he had knowledge that he basically had the equivalent of mage hand, but like an advanced version of it, he does carry around with him a dragon bone sword.
So he's a dog that can sword fight?
Yes.
Interesting.
Once again, this is something that has to go by Bruce through approval first, but I seen a dragon bone sword, and then I seen the dog. It's like, I have to at least ask.
I always, my asshole puckers when I hear the word, I cast reincarnation. Fuck.
That means bad?
For me.
Oh, you don't like it? Okay.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. What I meant is it's bad for me because say you roll up, like you turn a character, you raise them back, but instead of going to a normal body, they go into the body of a schnauzer. So now they have all their thoughts and all their mind and everything that they ever did, they remember. But now they also have the added quirks of, I also like to chase squirrels and bark at blue jays.
Oh. That would suck.
Whenever I see a fucking gathering of people, I start to whine until you let me go and talk to them and bark at them. Like, fuck.
Yeah, someone who suffers reincarnation multiple times could literally go from a dog, a goblin, a human, an ogre, a kobold.
Yeah.
Literally.
So wouldn't that ruin the game if you came back like as a tree and now you're stuck in the ground, you can't go anymore? Can't go anywhere.
I don't know if you can reincarnate as a plant, but more than one character has been killed coming back as a goblin. Hi, guys! Bong!
One too many dwarfs in the party. What happened? Well, he won initiative. Initiative? Yeah, it started when the goblin appeared. Oh, shit. Things like that.
That's part of the reason why if any of us had died during the level where we can only use reincarnate, I probably wouldn't have suggested it.
That's acceptable.
Well, what I was suggesting was not to replace your fire axe, but a axe gun or an axe rifle. So you wouldn't have to drop it to still be able to use the axe. It would just depend on the circumstances of which one would be more advantageous to use. It's not uncommon for a human to carry 2 or even 3 heavy weapons with them. It's just a matter of what else they have with them at that point.
True. Now I feel like I'm on McNeil Lair Hour because, yes, true. No, false. If we weren't on YouTube, I'd show the skit from Saturday Night Live, which was funny as shit. Talking about McNeil Lair Hour.
We'll turn off YouTube and go just do it on the other channel.
Well, I would have to turn off YouTube for a moment, and it would end the YouTube stream. Then I'd turn on YouTube again, and it would just cause a glitch.
Okay.
Do that. You can shut off. Once you shut off feed, that outlet is done. Like what Nick Weiser does, where he cuts off the YouTube for the night.
Yeah.
They don't go back to YouTube after they show the clips. They were like, "Fuck YouTube. I want to
Okay.
show clips. I
You
want to
say that all the time.
Yeah,
You're always saying that.
Abraham Lincoln.
but they actually they show clips on Rumble.
Yeah, but you're on Rumble, right?
Right now, I am.
Okay, well then just turn it off YouTube and go on to Rumble.
The majority of our viewers are on YouTube,
Oh.
and
See, that's the problem, is that they don't want to go to Rumble.
it's not that they don't want to Rumble; they don't have the incentive. My incentive is I have to move, and I have to take my hands off figures again. And I was getting ready to paint this little sultry minx, which was going to be dancing in the shower, because that's just what she does. I'm sorry, my maleness is taking over.
I like Rumble, but it dwarfs YouTube in its not even like it pushes in a direct sense like YouTube does, but it still dwarfs YouTube in its political content. So it's like,
Yeah, if you want to get seen on Rumble, don't do politics. It's great for politics, don't get me wrong, but if you're talking politics, there's already 7,000 people just like you talking politics on Rumble.
They're doing the same thing on YouTube.
Yeah, but on YouTube, the left is a lot louder over here.
That's because the left runs you. They squash you if you're conservative.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the comparative, what I was referring to, Janet, is YouTube will obviously push political content on you. Rumble is so full of it, it just naturally floods you. There is a distinguishable difference.
What I've seen on YouTube, they only push basically
the stuff they like,
ads and stuff that you're people that you're following. At least that's what it seems like. If it's
I've got more than one political thing pushed on me from people I am not following.
Oh,
it's like I'm not even interested in this shit. And it's like, hell, here's another one about this. Here's another one from this person. Here's another one from those. Like, I'm just go away. Like most of what I watch is about the mental health of America, and yet it constantly pushes other shit on me I'm not interested at all. I can't think of right now off the top of my head, but yeah. Where the hell is it? Ah, here it is. Okay. Let's see here. Bring a picture.
It's just funny because Bruce is always telling me, fuck YouTube, fuck YouTube. Don't even do it on YouTube. Just do it on Rumble. And then when I'm telling him he doesn't want to do it, I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
This isn't necessarily, Bruce, could you bring up the picture? This isn't necessarily what the rifle axe will look like, but this is what inspired the idea.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not trying to be mean against Janet.
Do what?
I'm not trying to be mean on Janet, but okay. You push.
You are mean to me.
I'm not mean to you.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to put in the chat where you can find me on Rumble. And we're going to shut off YouTube on my end. If Janet's broadcast YouTube, that's fine. But I might be showing clips later.
I'm not broadcasting anything.
Oh, wow. That's great.
There was nothing for me to click on, so I haven't been broadcasting at all.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give my friends over to Rumble. I'm going to let you guys swap over. Give you 30 seconds. I'm going to cut the stream. Under the advice. Shut up, Fauci. Rumble has been a little glitchy here and there for me, but I'd rather use Rumble than YouTube because YouTube will squelch you.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, for the money. Have a great day.
Well, the